Now for a very special corn crawfish casserole. Of course, I had some corn left over, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw it in here. And we're going to use some of that wonderful Louisiana crawfish in this too, because I had plenty of that. I always keep a real good supply of that in my freezer with the vacuum packs that they do. It stays good, fresh. Now, if you have your crawfish that you have kept for maybe a year or so, you may want to rinse the tails, because the tail meat, because actually when the crawfish gets a little rancid, it's really not the crawfish, it's the fat that's in the crawfish. And I always make a note to rinse my crawfish tail meat when my crawfish has been in the freezer. But trust me, my crawfish is never in the freezer that long, because we eat it up before our year is over. So I'm going to saute some onions in here. Okay, just throw it in. Cajuns throw everything in the pot. Onions and some bell pepper. Very good. Always good. This is sort of like I guess a corn makshu, but without the tomatoes, you know. So we're going to saute this real good together. Mama never made too many casseroles, but actually she liked this one, and I do too. So I keep up the family tradition, and with all her little recipes I found, I'm going to use this one. So now this has sauteed for a couple minutes, and it's just to the limp size. It's still really shiny and pretty. I'm going to add some flour, because you need to kind of have a little thickness in this. Okay, just to thicken up your casserole. I'll gauge it by eye. Smells good already. Let's see. Okay, very good. So I'm going to let that cook while I whip up my egg. And this is Mr. Egg. He is my newest friend. You know, I love kitchen gadgets. And so when I saw Mr. Egg, I just had to have him. Let's see, it comes in handy too often. Alrighty, whipped up my eggs. I'll throw my eggs in here. I'll throw it in like I do everything else. So it's starting to thicken already with the flour that I added in there and the egg cooking. I'll add some onion tops. Well, of course, you can't cook without onion tops, you know, at my house. Something else I keep in my freezer. That keeps pretty good. Not in the country, we raise them and we just go ahead and chop them up and freeze them. Very good. Now to this, I'm going to add my leftover corn that I had from my soup. Okay. I like a lot of corn in mine, so I'll just go ahead. No use wasting. Okay, you know Cajuns don't waste anything. Let me lower this a little bit. Okay. Now, mix all this together. Now to this, I'm going to season it right now. So, of course, is the old standby salt and pepper. Mama never used any of the other spices, and of course I don't either. It's just a Cajun tradition, you call it. Or a family Cajun tradition. Yeah. And you surely don't want to take away from the taste of that wonderful Louisiana crawfish. Yeah. Okay. See how pretty that is? It's already pretty, but wait. It'll get even prettier. There goes my wonderful crawfish. There you go. Wow. Very good. Now I'll turn my fire off. Go ahead and you mix this up real well, because remember, this is a casserole and it'll have to be baked in the oven at about 325, 350 for about 20 minutes till the crawfish are done and all the flavors are just blended in so good. And this can be a whole meal in itself, because you have your vegetables and of course, your main ingredient, seafood, crawfish. You can use shrimp in here too if you want to. Okay, yeah, the shrimp would be real good. Alrighty, got this done. Quick and easy, so delicious. And now I'm going to take it to the oven and put it to baking. And while that bakes, we're going to prepare our dessert.